can't do business. Uh, it's an 8 to 5 job. Hopefully, not so except for you. You get through at lunchtime to seek out. I know when I was at home company, everybody was tolerant. You know, you had somebody, they put them in rehab for 3 days and paid for it. They don't do it again. So, I'm not into this twisted idea of what companionship and communication is about. Well, I think we cannot communicate within our own people. You know, outside of the faith. So how are we going to communicate with Russia, China, Japan? Should we? Do we need to? Can we be prejudiced? No, we can't. Why not? You know, prejudice is based on facts. If everybody else is a mentor, no. But if it's prejudice, what are these facts? You're supposed to accept. And now, in the United States, what it's saying is the Native people. Well, okay. I'm hoping that this is better. I don't know where you are or how I'm going to see you, but if I am, let me know. All right. So, I got a lot to get through today. I get stuck a little on certain things, but now to bring that all together. All right. Thank you for that. I wanted to just mention one other word. Past lives. Let me just shut my other headset off. I'm trying to use my cell phone. Past lives. Soul's journey through lifetime after lifetime to uncover what one really is. Definition says hypothetical existence prior to the present one. Reincarnation. Hypothetical, meaning not real. The rebirth of soul in a new body. On top of all that, we talk about the Egyptians who had slight truth about reincarnation. They prepared for it. They did a lot of preparation for it. But think about reality on that one. Did they understand it? Of course not. Who is teaching them? Some alien? I think aliens understand everything. They try to tell people they do. People believe what they say. That's another thing we'll go into a little bit deeper. But, you know, can we be prejudiced against aliens? It better be. What they're going to say, what they're going to tell us. But I'm going to piece this together again for you. And on top of that, I'm going to show you where it went wrong and why. I mean, it's not too complicated. And they'll say, oh, a permanent moon base. Yeah, that's what we need. Have them bend over and we'll see the moon. But we have nothing else to do with our money. People are starving and dying and homeless. Let's build a base on the moon so we can put somebody up there. How many lucky people are going to be up on the moon? And then when we go to Mars, which Trump wants to do as well, how many people are going to be there? Do people respect life? You know, defense is what we do need. We do need a defense system, all right, against all the other countries. And Tesla made sure we were going that way. But when we talk about spending money for things that are for certain people, meaning the rich people, because it's going to be, oh, what's going on?
My other call line's calling in, but it's screwing up. But all right. So let's spend our money somewhere else. Does that make any sense at all? Now, I'm not going to go into the whole about the government and everybody else. I mean, it's out there. It's in front of your eyes. You're either going to try to help change it or not. If you don't, we're just going to die by it. If we help change it, we might be able to live longer and better. So, okay, let's start with Soul's life. Was it good? Is it good? It was in Atlantis way back then. And in number 9 became so important because there were 9 races here. And then they had the Council of 9, which are in a higher realm, which actually determine and make sure things are functioning in a reality. All right. But Atlantis was destroyed because of ego. I mean, if they weren't prejudiced, they wouldn't have destroyed the continent or the cities and everything else. But they were. When you're afraid of another race, tribe, being, entity, whatever words you use, that's going to be better than you try to stop it. Now, doesn't that sound like something familiar? And if you don't know what I'm saying, I'm suggesting Lucifer. He wants it that all souls stay here in this lower realm. Sure, they can do whatever they want, be whatever they want. But it's because they're below him and he has control over them. Oh, he doesn't have control. Well, if you want a car, you want a house, and you want money, you're controlled. Spirit doesn't need those things in the end. Doesn't need all the food you eat. You can make yourself feel good and be happy if you can. But the abundance takes away the connection to Spirit. Because the more you put your time and energy into other things without thinking who, what, where you are, why you're here, and all the other things that are important, it deteriorates who you are as a soul, making the karma much more greater when you leave this world to come back, making you come back. And it's not about, well, I got rid of my karma, I can leave. Well, quick story, Atlantis, which I'm aware of when I was there, and I met many people, not many, a few, I should say, sorry, that have been in Atlantis, that lived there. It was incredible. It was the Garden of Eden. It wasn't like they were put in the Garden of Eden. No. 9 races lived in the Garden of Eden, doing things, creating things, very little talking. They didn't have to eat meat. They were all in tune with each other. They saw the light and sound, and they lived within that. But when the end was coming, they were gifted. They knew it was coming. So many races left. The less aware beings, obviously black, white, yellow, and red, weren't that aware. So they decided to stay, the few that lived through when Atlantis went down. The rest of them reincarnated. All right. Sadly, the races that left Atlantis didn't come back as a race to this planet again. Only one of each race stayed around. Each one of those beings became a god. You're not going to hear anybody talk about this because they're too stupid, too unwilling, lack of anything to understand truth beyond the programmed idea of what somebody wrote. And then it's not being creative to create an idea of what's beyond it. It's to face the truth of what was really there when it happened. Meaning the blue race, green race, they became gods. Little gods, not God itself, but little gods that God allowed to be because they were aware enough to control the lower realms. Lucifer only had the control of the physical world. But these deities, angels, gods, became more powerful on the astral plane and the next world beyond that. And they had a lot more abilities within that. So yeah, gods that stayed here working with mankind, became a little egotistical, controlling, to say the least. Needed worship and all those other words, which is, we can look at those words. I mean, worship means bowing down to somebody that doesn't deserve it. Nobody deserves worship on this planet. But when we think about raising our vibration, how do we do it? And why? Well, if you're not in tune with the light and sound, you should be. And you need to adjust your energy so that you can at least feel it and know that it's there. Sadly, we never raised the vibration back to what Atlantis was, meaning all the abilities that we had left because of the vibration. It took so much more vibration and positive higher light within us to use those things. It's like getting in a car and putting a 6-volt battery or a 9-volt battery on a spark plug and trying to drive the car. It's not going to do it. It will not. So thinking you're super high and powerful and you can't use one of your abilities, that's sad. Very sad. And I'm saying because I experienced them. I used them. Does everybody have the right and the ability? Of course not. But also I realized for myself, nobody had to tell me how to use them because I learned how to use them. Whether it was right or wrong, I learned that too. But I also learned you cannot use them here, not in the physical reality. I mean, if I could have levitated something, I think I would have become a really bad person. All the other abilities, which I learned, I could have been a really bad person too as well. But the ability to levitate, man, I would just, somebody was bad, I'd stick them in their car and take the car, levitate, and put it on the moon. Yeah, I would do that. I mean, if I had that ability. No matter how, whatever path I'm walking right now, would I have been out of control if I had that ability? Yes, and that's why it wasn't given to me. Clairvoyance, audio, ESP, all those words, soul travel, astral projection, and all those little words, you can add them on and add them and add them and add them. But empathic was one of the most dangerous, and I explained that the last time. Being able to listen and see inside somebody, what they're really thinking. Not what they say, but what they're really thinking. When you go inside your head and you go, I'm going to eat pumpkin pie, and I go to you, why do you want to eat pumpkin pie? It will blow your brains. Like, how could he know that? Because I said it to myself inside. That's how you could use them. And I did for 2 years. I never used them bad, but I did confront somebody every day. Because I always wanted to tell myself, this is real. I'm not just making it up. I could be walking down the avenue and I can hear somebody say something, and I'll turn around and say, excuse me, will you really do that? And they say, do what? And I'll tell them what they just said in their mind. It would blow them away. But being in that spot is scary because nobody has these pure thoughts. Nobody is really thinking about God. Even the people that say they talk to God. They're thinking about how they're going to relate it to this world and everything else. It doesn't. God doesn't relate to the physical world, period. I don't care what scientists say, what religionists say. God doesn't come down here and say, I'm going to watch you, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to put you in heaven. No, that's all man's creating. Jesus was a man, not God. Never said he was. Please, people, you want to debate, I'm opening the site. I'll get into it right now. I'm going to try to get back to where I was. I think on Wednesdays, it was Weird Wednesday. But it's going to be debate. It's going to be called Conspiracy Theory Debate. Meaning if you have a theory, conspiracy theory, or a theory, because they're both the same, the only difference between a conspiracy theory and a theory, more people accept the theory, and a conspiracy theory is people that are just trying to start one or understand it and can't get a following. So the people that have a theory are going to say they're crazy. Well, I'm not saying they are or they aren't not. I'm not going either way because the scientist goes on and on about stupid theories, which are totally ridiculous. And before I'm so far gone from that aspect, I wanted to go into evolution. I was just talking to a scientist. He said he'll come on and he'll debate me. But I can't go out over the deep end. I have to stay within limits.